you so much, Karibuni. Karibuni. You know me very well. For most of you, I've been here for quite some time. I'm Simon. I can see different people. I can see Samuel. Thank you. Shaila, Karibu, Benjamin. I want to recognize everyone, but most probably I wouldn't make it. So I just want to generally say that Karibuni sana. This is an opportunity for us to deliberate on our own issues. Proceed to Widu. Anyone who has a question on maybe, again, Widu, who has never heard of Widu? I don't think. Anyone who has a problem with Widu original business grants? You can raise your hand or raise your questions. I don't know if Frida, you are in or not yet. Anyone who has a question on Widu original grants? I suppose people, you have a certain interest for coming in, so there must be something that drives you, and maybe you would like to share. So let's use this opportunity to, yes, Hilda, please.
Sorry, I want to say hello to all of you. I am not feeling well, that's why I'm having a bit of a problem. And I have 3 projects which has been running. The 2 is already about over a year, and the third one is 4 months. And I'm having problems the minute I send the money. These projects disappear. They don't respond anymore. I don't know what is happening. I get a new business plan and I can't understand how can this go through, although there's a coach in Kenya. The last one, this lady was telling me that the goods are at sea and it is about 3 months. So I just told her, why don't you just send me a photograph of bill of lading? That was the end of it. Yeah. And I was, the other 2 projects, I was myself in Kikuyu. I saw the greenhouse and everything. And all of a sudden, they tell me that that they've been thrown out of the compound. It seems there is no one following all these projects. They just die the minute the money arrives Kenya. Huh?
So let me just ask you.
They can tell me anything, and I believe. I have to believe. What can I do? I can't take every time a flight home.
Let me ask a question, Hilda. Before we get to, so the 2 are over a year, but they are moving well, right?
They're not moving.
They're not moving.
They're not moving. They're telling me this. The business plan, which is the first business plan, they've changed it and told me something about solar. What has got greenhouse to do with solar? My God. I was like, I was in Kenya myself last year. I saw the greenhouse. And then now they tell me the land at Walitupo. This man chased them away. How can anyone chase you away and you have paid for the land?
Yes. The second question will be the entrepreneurs that you're dealing with. Do you know them?
Yes.
Are they your brothers or friends?
They're friends, very good friends.
Okay. Because
very good friends.
Yeah, we have to take into consideration one thing. The people that you have to involve in these projects are the people you really know and trust, because the basic line of all this is trust. If you don't have anything, if you don't have this trust with these people you are dealing with, then you lost it all, because that is why it's always said that it's for friends and family members.
My dear, I went there myself. I saw it.
Yes.
I was following everything. I saw the strawberries. And then of one time, boom.
Let's do this, Hilda. Maybe you will note the project number and something like this, and then we can shoot it directly to Frida once she comes in. Frida, are you in? Was probably not yet. I will ask.
And the third one, I got it from Widu, from here, from someone pitched her project. It's about cosmetic, and that's why I thought, when this lady, you know, the way she did it, or the way she pitched her
project,
business, her project, I was so impressed, and I did it. But you see, it is a matter of communication. I don't say that everyone is bad or anything like that. It's just a matter of communication. And first of all, there must be a follow-up from Widu in Kenya.
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
So I think your question is timely, Hilda. Frida has come in. Frida, welcome so much. We've been waiting for you. The questions and feedback are already raining. So karibu sana. We will tackle with the next questions. Anyone else who has a question? So I've noted down what Hilda and Samuel said. So Frida, karibu sana. Maybe you want to say something. I don't want to. Frida is, thank you that you created this time, Frida. We are so happy that you are here to assist us for these questions. And as we usually say, it's always something about us, and it's in our hearts that it functions properly. So Frida, maybe you can just drop your word, say a word, and maybe I'll drop to you the next questions that we have had. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Simon. I'm sorry I am late. I just had to deal with a few things before I joined the meeting, and thank you very much for the invitation.
No problem.
And yeah, I look forward towards the conversation.
Karibu sana, Frida. Now, without taking much time, I'll hit you with the first two questions. We have Samuel Njoroge, who applied for the green call. And according to him, that it was said that it was sort of approved, and then it was on hold. And somehow he hasn't got any information on how long are these timelines. When it is on hold, how does it take to maybe proceed? And maybe I'll give Samuel later time to elaborate more on that. Second questions was from Hilda. She has started two projects. One or two projects is over a year, and somehow they're not proceeding because somehow there is something wrong with the entrepreneur. And the second one a few months ago, but there's the moment money was sort of transferred from the donor side, the entrepreneur went mute. So, and she was thinking that it is the responsibility of Widu to follow up such projects or something like this. Maybe you can touch on two questions. Samuel, did I clearly represent your question?
Yes, but maybe just little correction that it's not an over that I got. So to Frida, I applied for the green call under the circular economy, where I'm using waste as a resource, and I have put up a guest house. So I'm looking forward to, remaking it, refurbishing it, so that it is more attractive and that it can create more employment, and also it becomes more bookable. So now I was informed by Widu platform that I meet the formal criteria, but my project is on hold for evaluation. I think it's now almost a month and no other communication apart from that one.
Thank you, Samuel.
What's your project number? Simon, I'm asking what is Samuel's project number, but I'll talk towards the process of the green call in general.
Yeah.
It's 256, 20056.
Okay. Yeah, let me start with Hilda's question again, Simon. So yes, we follow up projects. After the first coaching visit, and we have seen the entrepreneurs not invested, we always send emails every 2 months. And not only for the projects which have received first coaching, but also projects that we have paid and we see there's no progress. We call the entrepreneurs, we write them emails, and unfortunately, that is the best we can do within the circumstances. Until the 6 months are over, when we ask the entrepreneur and the donor to advise us accordingly, whether they are still willing to proceed with this project so that we can cancel it, you know? So some of the things which we hear from the entrepreneurs sometimes is business models changed, you know, things which are beyond their control, and also things which are beyond our control. So in terms of follow-up, yes, we do it. And yeah, some of them respond, others do not. And we end up canceling projects when they have not been able to move after like 6 months. We always write this email to the entrepreneur and the donor and ask them, are you guys still interested to proceed with this project or not? And if you're not willing, then we cancel the project. If we have paid the Widu grant, there's a legal responsibility. And one of the things we have been doing is asking the entrepreneur to either refund back the money and we pay them if they're not willing to invest that grant. And all these are processes which take, of course, days, months, sometimes. We haven't had an incident where we have taken anyone to court right now. But I think if, you know, after 1 year, we have seen someone has been paid and there's no progress, then our only leeway is to take legal proceedings against the entrepreneur. So I hope that answers the question. Yes, we follow up, but also we are limited in terms of how much we can, you know, push people to do what they're supposed to do. Someone's question, I will have a look at that and get back to Simon on it, 205 seats. But in terms of the green call, the process of approval is very different from the original Widu. I'm still trying to get a better sitting position. Sorry for this. Yeah. So what we do is for the green call, it's a local call and it's a pilot. This is the only local call that has happened within the Widu. As you know, we're implementing Widu in 6 other African countries. And the model for Widu was we promote businesses which are promoted by the diaspora. But for local calls, we are not doing that because we are going directly to the market. What this means is we get a lot of applications. Now, like for the green call, we got over 300 applications and we only need 50 applications. What this means is before we make the decision, we put all these projects into let me say a basket. We put them on hold and we constitute a committee that selects the projects. And some of this committee are experts in the field because I can tell you, I'm a project management specialist. I may not know much about renewable energy, and some of the terms you guys, Samuel, you use are very technical terms. We need people who have experience in that field who can be able to tell us this project makes sense, this project doesn't make sense. We have a scoring criteria. For example, for green call, we score based on value addition, innovation, job creation. And when we talk about job creation, we're not looking at how many jobs you're creating, but you're looking at the social impact of the jobs, the nature of the jobs. So there's a lot which is going there, and we need different experts who can look at your proposals and your pitches, and so that they can be able to make a decision. In general, within a month, And actually a month is a long time because we are doing project evaluation every 2 weeks. So I need to look at your project very keenly and see where has it been on hold for a long time, over like 2 weeks. And then we can be able to revert back. But in terms of the process, that's what happens. So you apply, we see it meets the criteria, and then we constitute a committee, a selection committee made of experts and Widu team, and then we select. I hope that answers your question. Sometimes some projects are very outstanding. So we have had projects where we even approved within a week because they were unique. They had a new way of doing things, which is very different from normal practice. They had value addition, and for those projects we approved them very fast. But for these others which are looking alike and also which are very technical, we just bundle them and select the ones which have the highest marks. So I hope that answers Simon's question, but I will have to have a look at the 256 and find out why it has been on hold for 1 month, because that is above, the normal time.
Thank you, Frida. Samuel, you see, it's good that you are here. At least Frida taking the first responsibility to go and look at it. So it's important that she maybe later gives you a more clearer answer to that. I saw Cleopas raising his hand, but before Cleopas comes in, I wanted to maybe ask Hilda, were you satisfied with the answer? And another thing that I wanted to raise on that is that we are here and we have to open up ourselves. Tufungue mioyo, tupeane feedback. Huyu ni manager, of course having a group, but at least this is the first person. Hizo vitu zinamfikia. I don't have a data from this project. I can assist from afar, but Frida has a direct access to those projects. So it's very important that we take this opportunity to fully ask questions. There is nothing wrong even with the feedback that you think that it is somehow negative. So please take your time. No one will punish you. Cleopas.
Thank you, Simon, for this opportunity. Okay, so it's my first time joining this forum today. I saw you post the link in LinkedIn, then I joined because I'm a donor in Widu. I have 3 entrepreneurs on the ground. And fortunately, I funded 2 of them and they closed. They have done a good job until you closed the projects. And the 3rd entrepreneur is ongoing. I think he received some money today. But the question I have is, the first entrepreneur that you closed the project after the first project being successful, the coach advised her to apply to do another grant application. So I helped her to open a related project. But unfortunately, the project didn't go through. It was closed with the reason that application nowadays is going through the neutral scoring system. So I was wondering, based on the reasons that I saw in the portal, is that the project cannot demonstrate the innovation, creative ideas, and something like climate crisis. So my question is, do you guys, based on original grant application, sometimes get confused with this green whatever grant process? Because from the idea of original grant, I didn't see this before. So maybe you can enlighten on that.
Cleopas, that's a very, very good question. And first of all, congratulations for the entrepreneur who did well and also was advised to reapply. Yeah, so right now what we are doing is based on the volumes of projects that we have. Right now in Widu, Kenya, we have like 500 projects. These are high demand from our donors that we need to focus on quality, quality of an impact. And if we look at a project and I can give you an example. Right now, we are not, for example, supporting any project that is doing resale. You know, like where you just buy things and sell back without any value addition or innovation. We are not supporting this kind of projects. We are not supporting construction projects. For example, people who just want to do dairy constructions. We've had very bad experiences, unfortunately. Dairy farm is a very important component for Kenya. Right now, we are actually importing milk from Uganda, which is unfortunate. We are seeing an opportunity where we would be able to improve dairy investments in this country. Unfortunately, under this sector, they did do well. And all the time we did, what is it called, the verification, there was no value for money. So right now, it's a demand that you're not doing anything to do with dairy farming. But we have a very good actively, for example, through smart farming, we are funded. So it actually depends on the approach and the type of business that people are taking charge of, including the original Widu grants. So yeah, that is the unfortunate bit right now. We are looking at value addition, innovation, creativity, even in the original Widu grants. And the reason for that is our numbers are high, and we need to just focus on projects that have value and also that really demonstrate innovativeness.
Thank you, Frida and Cleophas. I don't know if that was enough for you, Cleophas. So it's very clear that we need to have people to be more innovative.
Yeah, it is clear. But you mentioned that you stop funding dairy farming, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the entrepreneurs was doing dairy farming, and I think you dispersed already the grant to him.
Yeah. The ones which we approved, projects which we approved, we are paying. So don't worry, if your project is in the pipeline, it has been approved, it is a commitment for Widu that we're gonna pay this project. The only condition is, of course, for the entrepreneur to do the right thing, buy things correctly without inflating prices, and make sure that also when we are doing the verification, we are convinced that, of course, the entrepreneur did a good job. But for new applications, we are not funding dairy farms. If they are not, they're just, you know, saying, I'm going to build a cow shed project.
Your network, Frida, so we are not getting you.
Which are in innovation, which just
Yeah, Frida is freezing.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair enough. I think I've heard your feedback, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Cleophas. I think Frida has got some problem with that. Frida, when you're back, you let me know.
From Akamau, just I want to shift my Wi-Fi from the Wi-Fi to the phone. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
I think there was a problem with the network. So I see iPhone from Gladys. and we will give you time. So I will go in this line or in this priority. There are some people who have written some questions or comments on the chat. The first one is Caleb Masinde. What is the criteria? Total new, I don't know, business. I don't know what he meant. Maybe you will have got to elaborate on that. And then from Duncan Golobe is asking whether food security call is open for Kenya. So those two are open. And then the third one, Benjamin, can you give an example of an innovative project you have so far approved and is currently ongoing? So that's from Benjamin. And then I will go back to the, after these questions, we will go back to Hilda and Gladys. Frida, are you back?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me, Simon?
Yes, yes, we can hear you clearly.
So I only got two questions. The one which is asking about food security, maybe I can start with that. Yes, the food security call is open. We have not advertised it because also we want to supermanage the numbers. But if you again have an innovative food security project that has social impact or is reducing the waste of harvest, post-harvest waste reduction, or an IT-driven food security project, you're very welcome to apply. We're gonna provide the advert by the end of the month. So even for the ones who are applying right now, we're just, like looking through the proposals and finding out whether they meet the criteria. And if they do, we put them on hold until the end of the month when we're gonna do the selection of those projects. And that's gonna take a bit of time. We haven't advertised it very much in the social media, but we said it's open, but yeah, all the details in terms of the implementation cycle and the amounts will be advertised by the 1st of November. The second question about innovative projects. There's a very interesting project, for example, in Kisii that we will fund. In this Kisii project is this farmer, this small scale entrepreneur is looking at reducing the post-harvest waste by producing the banana jam and also making banana flour. Now for us, that is an innovative project. We have another project in Eldoret that this entrepreneur is using pineapple, peelings, banana peelings, all these kind of things. They dry them up and they're making also flour and spices and stuff like that. This for us, again, is an innovative project because it's adding value to already produced materials. And I could give other examples. For example, a dairy farmer who is in Meru, who is producing yogurt, for example. Stuff like that. And also another dairy farmer in Eldoret who is using a smartphone and trying to connect many farmers, to the app so that they can be able to put their, like a cooperative model where they have more milk, they can sell it at a better price than being exploited by, brokers. Stuff like this, I would give a lot of examples of innovative projects. The projects which we are resisting is, for example, and I admit, we funded quite a number of the second-hand shoes, for example. We funded quite a number of those. And when we funded like 10 of them, we said we won't fund any more of this. Because even if, for example, we were asked by our donor, one of the donor, like the German ambassador, he would like to see the kind of projects that Widu is funding. You won't take him to this kind of projects. you know, hautampeleka Kongwea market muonyeshe sasa Widu hapa tuko hapa tunauza mitumba, unajua, you will not select that project. We are funding a lot of projects in the service industry, for example, in salons, where I have a lot of examples I can give you of people who are doing a salon, a spa, a barber shop. They are, you know, employing people, they are adding services to the community. And these are the kind of projects which are exciting we do at the moment. And we'd like to put a very strong recommendation also to the donors, because you guys are living in Europe, you know, things which are working, which are innovative. Pia nyinyi mtusaidie hapa. Tusikue tu na unaenda Kisii, unapata 10 kiosk. Kila mtu anauza sukari, chumvi na majani, kiberiti at the same price. We won't fund this kind of projects, ladies and gentlemen. And I apologize for hurting your feelings, but it's very important that I'm also very honest with you.
No, it's necessary, Frida, to be honest. And I think the donors, I don't like that donor, but let me call the people acting in this case as investors from Europe, we should think more than or beyond. Maybe we give time to, thank you for those answers, Frida. Maybe before we move to Hilda and Gladys, my question to you, Frida, is there are such innovative projects that are existing. Let's say you funded one in Eldoret. Then there is the same person, or maybe another person in Kericho, who would like to do the same thing. Would you fund the same innovation, though it was maybe introduced by one person in Eldoret, or you just fund one project that's enough? Can these innovations be repeated by different people? And maybe you will add on that very same issue on innovation. I want to go to, sorry?
Yeah.
So you will fund it, right?
Respond to that.
We can't hear you, Frida.
Can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, Frida, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Frida.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we will fund this project to a certain levels, and because also that is something we observed. For example, when we fund a very good water project, the next time you might find the same similar concepts with 6 other people. So yes, we would fund one in Eldoret, in Kericho, but then if we find another 5 with the similar model, we will not, you know, because then the innovation is a gradual process. We would fund up to 5 at least, but then not more, but not more than that.
Very good, thanks, you answered well. Hilda and Gladys, and then I will go to the chat.
I heard what you said, Frida, that this is going to be a problem, and I have to go the legal way. Can you tell me what is the legal way which I should take now? Shall I get in touch with you personally, or how am I to process these issues?
Maybe to add
so
on
Hilda,
that,
thank you for your question. So actually,
that was the question that you said when the entrepreneur goes mute, and I think that is what Hilda is referring to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I was saying we do the legal way if we have paid the money.
Yes.
But for the donors, to be honest, this must be because you know the way. Let me just be very honest with you, Hilda. For us, we take the remittances, family and friends. These are people you know very well.
Frida,
So-
please don't push the ball back at me. Just give me an answer if I have to take a legal step. That is all.
Honestly, this depends on you. This is not my call.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Widu is out.
In terms of whether you want to
So
sue your family member,
I don't have any security from the Widu side. Because I put
yeah.
it on my profile. I used the dashboard the way it is supposed to be, and everything went right. Okay? Because I am not there, I have Widu to protect me in that area. So now you're pushing the ball back at me, but what am I supposed to do now?
Let me be very, very clear, ladies and gentlemen and elder. You're supporting your family and friends. You're the one who is identifying who is the beneficiary of this project. We are not the ones who identify the beneficiary of the project. Widu will support you to verify your investment. Widu will support the entrepreneur to finance, to get access to the finance if they follow the due process. If there's any challenge between the diaspora donor and the entrepreneur, unfortunately, that has to be resolved at that personal level, and Widu cannot interfere with this.
Thank you, Frida. I think that is very clear. And Hilda, I understand what you are.
This is devastating.
Yes.
It is really, you know what? That is not the German way. I'm telling you, I've lived here 50 years. That is not the German way. And I did it just because even your own family wanaweza kukula. Sasa, but I did it just because there is this little security there. Yeah, Widu is following up, and now you're telling me you're not going to do anything, that you're not responsible at all. Although
I am telling you the truth.
I'm using your dashboard.
Let me just be very clear again, Simon. The agreement we have agreement between Widu and the entrepreneur. We have not signed any agreements with the diaspora donor saying we're gonna, secure or we're gonna follow up for them. And that is why for us, from the beginning, we are always insisting, kindly identify your entrepreneur and beneficiary well. Because we don't know these people. We have not done any
but you are the person in between. You are the person in between who is corresponding and at least following up. Yeah.
Following up, we follow on your investments and we follow and to make sure that it has been done. And we still continue to do this. And that is what I already told you. We still send emails, but that is the maximum we can do, unfortunately.
Sawa.
Yeah,
okay.
I thank you for that answer, Frida. Hilda, I really feel for you. Yeah. One thing that I wanted to say is we insist.
Never again in Kenya. Never again. It is the same old story. Yeah. It has not changed at all. Yeah. Not at all. Sawa too.
Yeah. So Hilda, that's I think maybe you will need some time to cool down. I know how it feels, but what I wanted to say is, oh, is she gone? Okay. But for others, maybe should there be anyone who want to really put money into this project, please know the person you're dealing with, because it might give you some problem. Actually, what is usually between you and Widu is that you are actually guaranteeing as African diaspora donor, that money will be put into proper use as you intended. So you actually signing, because there is somewhere that if you read those terms and conditions, you are actually acting as a guarantor. One thing is, if you don't know anyone, please, and you want to work with them, have some legal protection, if it has to be. But remember, it was not meant for business as such. It was meant for family and friends. I don't want to go more deeper on that. I want to give Gladys a chance to maybe ask question, and then we go to Hannah.
Thank you, Simon, for the opportunity. And thank you, Frida. You said something about resale business, you said. There's something I didn't get very clear. My entrepreneur has a cosmetic shop, and the other one has a pig farming. And both of them, they have received the first grants. And the cosmetic business, she told me she's in the second stage now. She was told to apply now for the second grant. And I'm in the process of sending the support from this side. So my question is, are they still being supported by Widu? Because you said at the moment you're supporting only the innovative project. Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you, Gladys. Hannah, do you want to come in, and then Frida can answer both of them?
Yes, I can.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity once again. And my question could be similar to Gladys, because I funded 2 Widu projects, and they went through. And we are in the process of waiting for them to close, because I had read that we could continue with a second and a third application. So at the moment, they have not been closed, and I'm wondering, it is taking really long. I think it's about, it could be more than 6 weeks now since they received the funds, and they are working very well. All went so well, and we were hoping that we could continue and do better, create employment. One was a chicken project, and the other one is secondhand clothes in Gekomba. And I have just heard that with Gekomba, maybe it could be out, according to Hilda's answers. But I'm hoping that with the chicken one, something could be done. It's doing very well, and the people are very appreciative. They are very happy, and I'm so thankful for Widu. So please, we are waiting for the project to be closed officially, so that we can apply for the second grant. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Josephine, and thank you, Hannah, for those very good questions. We are very happy to hear things went well. And by the way, the truth of the matter is, most of the time things go well with Widu. We have paid a lot of projects. We are paying within very few days, even hours sometimes. For the people who, like, they're actually entrepreneurs who are very passionate and they're doing the right thing. And most of the time, this is our story. Things are going very well. So to answer your question, Gekomba, honestly, this is going to go through. and we apologize. I mean, we actually funded quite a number of Gekomba projects, but right now we can't continue with that. We have a lot of demand for quality, innovative projects, as you may understand. Yeah. But for the chicken farm, yes, that might go. The only important thing is really to make sure that the entrepreneur is scaling up, because this is the story we want to tell. They're scaling up. They're either getting a new incubator machine or they're getting a proper marketing strategy, for example, stuff like that. You know, things which really make the business scalable. And we are happy to support those kind of projects. For example, the chicken farms, we've not had bad experiences like we've had with the dairy farmers. So yeah, then for the beauty, it depends what kind of beauty. Is it that they're buying cosmetics and then reselling them? Because that will have a challenge for the beauty products. I know we have like 3 projects, very interesting projects under Widu, who are actually making the cosmetics themselves. So they're making soaps, they're making mafuta ya kujipaka, you know, like they're actually, and those ones will be very happy to continue funding. But for the resale projects, we have a big challenge to continue with the resale projects, because even to verify resale projects, it's becoming a nightmare. So you go to the shop and you see, oh, things are here, but then you go to the second time and you don't even know which things have been bought with the Widu money or the donor money, unless if it is not stock, that's okay. If someone wants to do a marketing project or, you know, scale it up in another way, that would be, so it actually depends on the proposal, I would say.
Thank you, Frida. And I think it answers also that question that Cleobus was trying to ask, is beauty innovative? I mean, if they are creating some beauty material, goods like creams and all that, and maybe bio, whatever, then it could be innovative. But if you are really selling wigs, they call wigs, I don't know. Yeah, then it might not be innovative enough. So thank you, Frida, again. I don't want to leave anyone out. And I'm really touched by the issue of Hilda. And I'm so concerned of how the sort of the behavior of some Kenyans could be spoiling for others. So I would like anyone who could know or who knows Hilda, I will be interested actually to know what kind of an entrepreneur is that who messed up. I mean, I'm not part of that project. I'm not part of that problem, but it will be good to really shame such people, because if you're spoiling for one person, you're spoiling for the rest of other people. And we also have responsibility as African diaspora here. Please choose the people you know. And of course, if Hilda will want to take legal proceedings or legal ways on that entrepreneur who sort of counter, is up to her. But we really have got to talk to those people who just wait until they just receive everything and then they don't talk to them. Of course, the issue will be, how did you agree with them? How did you agree between you, the agreement between you and the entrepreneur? Others will just wait, use you, they get their money, and then you are not, they don't even talk to you. I always say that if it is business for the family, it's meant for the family, it's for the people or people. And it depends also on the other side, what you are really aiming at. If you're supporting a friend, what do you want to, is it just to give them and to continue? So it must be also very clear what your goal is when you are starting that project. So, and so there is, Esther raised a hand, and I'm seeing Hannah again with Gladys. Is that the first hand or the second one? And then Hannah, you may come in, and then we will be heading to maybe the last minute. Hannah, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted also to confirm that with Frida. So it means like the one for secondhand clothes, it means that it will not be closed. It is now standstill, and maybe for the chicken it will be closed officially, or how what do I do now? assume that so long as it is not closing, then it's not going on, and then okay. But for the chicken, maybe when it goes ahead, then it will be closed officially, and then we apply for the second one. Yeah, and the second thing is also, I'm also touched. I'm really touched by Hilda's case. It's really sad that one person is spoiling for the whole people, because like for me, I'm funding my family, and I have plans of funding a friend. So I don't know how close I'm supposed to work with them. But anyway, that is an investor's problem or donor's problem to sort out the people you want to fund depending on your relationship. Yeah, it's really sad. If you can do something, it will be nice for Hilda's case. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah. Frida, do you want to say something?
They tried to answer the call.
Sorry, we didn't get you, Frida. The connection was that bad.
Kindly repeat the question, that would be appreciated.
Hilda, no, not Hilda, Hannah. Hannah was asking how she shall now proceed. Maybe you can repeat it in short words, Hannah, please.
Yeah, thank you. Frida, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going back to the second-hand grant, the second-hand Gikomba grant. And my question is, am I going to assume that it is not going to proceed, and that is why it will not come to closure? As though Widu will not close it. And for me, according to your answer, I will assume I just forget about it and think about the chicken one, because you have showed some positivity in the chicken. So should I assume that for Gikomba is finished and wait for the chicken?
No, we need to close it. We need to close the project.
Okay.
Because we already paid the grant.
Yeah.
So what we would recommend is the entrepreneur needs to find, and yeah, maybe then it can, in future, if they want to do Widu, then they have to do another type of project. Oh, okay. So the one who was doing the Gikomba can still apply with a new project. Yes, definitely. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And for the chicken, because you are still funding the chicken, I can wait for the Widu to close. Yeah, and even for the Gikomba one, they need to close. If we paid the grant, they need to close the project. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Karibu, Hannah. So Gladys, and then we are now heading, we are exceeding the time. Maybe if there is anyone, maybe.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Simon. But it was not clear. The answer to my question was not very clear, Frida. I said my first entrepreneur first stage was closed. Then she was told to apply for the grant second time. But now I have heard from you that Widu is not supporting non-innovative project or cosmetic project. My question is she going to be supporting the second grant or is she not going to be supported?
So it's very hard to tell without looking at the proposal and knowing where they want to invest the money. So for example, if they're only investing in stock, resale, we can't fund that. So it actually depends. It depends on how they frame the proposal and how they also want to invest the money. It's only resale, we cannot. and therefore, I mean, that is also what we are advising the entrepreneurs. We are not funding resale projects.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
Frida, what am I supposed to do now? Because I was in the process of sending now the money, I think tomorrow, because she was
Have we
told,
approved the project?
okay, this is this project, the first stage, she was given the support, yeah? Then that one was closed. Then she was told to apply for the second grant. And this is now we are there. I was going to send her the money tomorrow for the second. She told me, she was told everything is okay, then donor can send the money.
So you mean, Gladys, that the coach was there, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
If the project has been approved, and this
Yeah.
is what I said, Gladys, if the
Yeah.
project has been approved, please continue with the project.
Okay.
The only
Thank
projects which we are canceling are the new proposals.
Thank you. Now I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Karibu.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. I think there is just a comment, Frida, maybe you can also access it. Just a concern, since Widu is a platform that some criminals posing a bear using to get funding, I think it is okay if she mentions the culprit, shame them and block them from the platform. I hear that message coming from Hilda, and for the sake of other donors, let them not use such platform. So in that case, you know, like if there is someone who has messed up someone, actually should not be given an opportunity to mess another person. If that is maybe something, there's a comment and a feedback from, I don't know, Lynette or someone like that. Yes. And I think these are the things that you will get as you continue, Frida. Suggestions from from the diaspora donors, you know, on how maybe to get, and yeah. So I think that was also important to say.
Simon, may I say something? I just wanted to say we block the entrepreneurs who don't do the right thing.
Yes.
And we block entrepreneurs whom we are informed by the donors that there's some misappropriation. But they have to tell us, you know, via official channels.
That is true.
And we have to like follow up, you get. So
Yes.
that's why I'm saying it's a process that we cannot really say right now. We shame them. We don't have all the details about these things.
It's only one way. So I think it is true. So Hilda, anyone who can access Hilda, she has got to take up with Widu and maybe report that, because it's important also for the efficiency and the quality of the projects, how it has been done. So to report to Widu and say this entrepreneur did 1, 2, 3, and then they have to hear from the entrepreneur and the right decisions will be made. So I think it's better that way. So I see Clovis, maybe that will be the last one. And then we are heading to close up. Clovis, you wanted to say something? You disappeared again.
Yes. Concerning this, the original grant for the second applicant. So from my side, I see that, is it supposed to be the same entrepreneur, or you can just invite another person? Because if I'm done with 3 projects, how does it go?
That's a very good question, Cleophas. We
And
need
another
to close
thing,
those 3. Yeah.
Because I see a lot of contrary information from you, Frida, and the coaches. Because the coaches, what they tell the entrepreneurs is completely different from what you're saying. I have a feeling that maybe someday you have to inform these coaches or to train them on exactly what to tell the entrepreneurs, so that we don't fund some unnecessary projects. Thank you.
And on that, Frida, maybe just to add on what Clever said, you know, I've also heard some complaints from donors that they're saying that the coaches, sometimes they go with no respect to the entrepreneurs. I mean, you know, depending on what that means, you know, like it may end up becoming something like, you know, like they are the overall gods and they have to, you know, like beg on these coaches and everything. It's about only the rules and that is it, nothing else. And what is important is also that these people do not lose their integrity just because they will be receiving funds. You know, I don't know how far that true is, you know, and what Cleophas is saying, that maybe the coaches have to be very clear on what it has to be said. Of course, they have power when they're meeting the entrepreneurs. And with the exception, and maybe they are being given a benefit of doubt that they don't have any other interest other than just to check and approve the project, you know. So, and on how to do that and all that. So I just wanted to say, maybe the issue about the coaches and the entrepreneurs have to be looked into. Maybe Frida, you can mention something.
I truly appreciate that feedback about the coaches. And yeah, we are doing training every 2 weeks. But I think we need to reemphasize again in terms of the quality of selection of projects, so that they can also be able to advise accordingly. What is very challenging, and I must also say it, is that we approve projects and then the coach goes on the ground. You know, we are not having this session with entrepreneurs to advise them on the type of projects they should apply. And that is where it becomes also a disconnect. That already by the time they go on the ground, this project has already been accepted. But we have seen coaches who go on the ground, they discuss with the entrepreneur and they even change the investment plan, they adapt it. So let me just say the project is very flexible, and we need to look at every project from a very unique point of view. It is not a one size fits it all. But also for Cleophas, what he has asked is, yes, close your projects, the 3 of them, and they can do a second cycle. You can invite another entrepreneur who is different from the ones you've already supported. We have a lot of donors in Germany who have even invited almost like six different entrepreneurs, you know. So there's that potential, but you need to close your 3 projects first before you get another opportunity to invite someone.
Very good. So I think it's clear, Clovis, that you know, every entrepreneur that you have supported has 3 possible projects to execute. Then before you move to the second one, is that right, Frida?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So I want to thank again Best Link. I think we are now to the end, and I hope we didn't miss anyone. I want to thank Best Link for giving us this opportunity to deliberate and discuss and have this opportunity to air our issues. And I want to thank everyone who participated because it is us who define what we want to do. So we cannot just leave things to run in the wrong direction and we are just watching. So let's be using this opportunity. Let's discuss, let's be honest and candid, especially us who are the diaspora here. We are the one actually who actually, we have been given a certain status in Kenya as remittance people. So we have to define also, there is someone who is, please mute if you are not talking. So I just wanted to say, let's again, every time we have issues like this, let's come up clearly and define what we want to do, because we cannot just be sitting behind and lamenting. It wouldn't help. You have to take the responsibility and define how we want things to work. So I want to thank Frida. Frida, thank you so much for creating time. Without you as well, I couldn't be answering some questions. So it's good that you are here. And I'm happy that you also tackled some questions. And people, if there are issues at home with the entrepreneurs, raise it. They are. No one will punish you. It's your money. No one will. If I pay someone or if I transfer anything, it's me. So we can raise the way we want to raise, criticize. We do as much as we want, positive and negative. I think it will be for the betterment of all of us. Otherwise, I want to thank you again. So if we get another chance, we will call another meeting. And if there are burning issues, if you really think that there are some issues that we could, we need to maybe deliberate on or discuss, we will create another meeting for that. I actually wanted today, but because I knew that there's some people having burning issues, I wanted to discuss how do we look beyond Widu funding grants? How do we go into maybe even investment? How do we maybe attract other investors? Because here in Europe, there are also other investors who could be investing on those nice projects at home. And this is the thing that I would like us maybe at some point in time to have issues to see what kind of projects that are really potential that may be going beyond Widu grants, that we might be having some investors looking into those areas. And we are the ones to build our country. So I want to thank everyone. I don't know if I left anyone out. Otherwise, I thank you so much for being here. So thank you so much, and I wish you a nice weekend. Is there anything that I left before I close?
Yes, Simon,
Yes.
if you allow me, just
Yes,
1 second. I just want to reiterate, don't give up on Kenya, don't give up on Africa. We have challenges, yes, with Widu, with some entrepreneurs. They don't do the right thing. They don't invest well. They inflate prices. We have to cancel projects. But 80% of our projects are working very well. And I think that should give us a motivation that we just need to select our beneficiaries very carefully so that we can have proper impact. We're very committed to support the entrepreneurs, irrespective of the challenges that we all of us are observing. But yeah, let's work together and let's make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those closing remarks, Frida. Sorry for not having given you that time, but thank you for those remarks. So we are not going to give up. We're going to fight to the end. Thank you so much, and we wish you a nice weekend. God bless you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.